Good afternoon, everyone. Governor Lamont, Congressman Courtney, and other distinguished guests. Thank you so much for being here today in town of Suffield. We are a town of farms. We couldn't be more proud of our rich agricultural history, and what better way to kick off today's signing than here with Rick Saltillo. Thank you so much to you and your team for investing in the town of Suffield. Best wishes to you for continued success, and thank you so much, Governor.
I thank you all for being here, Melissa. She was instrumental in making sure that we got this project up and going. I have to give her that credit. Thank you for coming here, and I take great pride that you're going to be able to sign a bill here in this old building. And Joe, we go way back. When I used to be a highlight player, he helped us out during our strike. Now the farmers have a place to go here in Connecticut to come on in, and it's going to be an educational center too, to make sure that we use the best genetics, the best way of growing. We got Hall's Farm, Well Forest Farm, from South Windsor and Simsbury, where they're expert in growing. I grew 16,000 plants 2 years ago. I will never do that again. I hire them to do it because they know what they're doing. My plants were like this, their plants are like that. So with that being said, thank you for allowing, we gave birth to this building. It used to be the old tobacco factory in the area, and from there we went to what it is now. We hope to be the mega center of the hemp industry here in New England, and Ed Vargas has been here a million times, so thank you. Thank you very much for all coming and giving me the attention that we're going to desperately need. Thank you.
Right. Well, it's great to be here for a fantastic bill. Thank you to the governor, Congressman Courtney, for your leadership, making sure that we got this done in accordance with the interim final rule that USDA is holding us to. It's a particularly special day for agriculture because I was just down in New Haven celebrating a USDA Ag Innovation Grant, and now in Suffield celebrating the hemp program. And that's what the future of Connecticut agriculture is. Urban ag, rural ag, innovation, entrepreneurial spirits, working with our community partners at the local level, bringing people together to show what agriculture could be. So I'm really excited to be here, and I'm very proud that the governor made hemp one of his priority issues last year and made sure that in the small call of the special session that we included it to make sure that we still have the opportunity for businesses like this to be successful in the state. So Congressman Courtney.
Thank you, Brian. And I was with the governor yesterday and mentioned that this event was happening, and really am really excited to be here. First of all, I hadn't seen Rick in ages, and Valentina, it's great to see you, and the whole team here with Melissa. So back in 2014, the Congress passed the Farm Bill, which for the first time took hemp off Schedule 1. That sort of opened the door a crack for hemp growing to start to actually resume in this country, which had not occurred for over 70 years. Connecticut had an opportunity to set up a pilot program, and frankly it struggled in terms of getting that sort of up and off the ground. When Ned Lamont was elected governor, and he selected Brian Hurlburt as agriculture commissioner, things finally started to happen in this state. And they stood up the pilot program, which again was authorized under the Farm Bill. 2018, we've actually opened the door even further with the new Farm Bill that will now allow basically growing to occur outside of any sort of pilot structure. But we're, again, still not quite there yet with USDA's full approval, and that's why getting that bill in the special session, which I know Kathy Austin and Pat and Ed were instrumental in terms of helping get that through. Again, we'll keep the lights on. The Congress also 2 weeks ago passed a continuing resolution to keep the government open through December 11th, and included in there was language to allow pilots to continue through September 21. So again, this measure, which the governor is about to sign, again, is a combination of state and federal action, which again still requires somebody to take advantage of it, grab a hold of it. And I have to say, when he was a candidate, Lamont, we talked about this issue, and then when he became governor of Lamont, he really came through and really kept his word in terms of moving this program forward. And to see a processing facility here is really just like the cherry on top this morning, because if you talk to growers, not just in Connecticut, but across New England, the biggest struggle they have is, this stuff is easy. It's kind of easy to grow in some way, in some respects. Although Rick, I certainly with your caveat, but the problem is that harvesting it and processing it is a whole nother step to really make it an economically viable agriculture product. And for Rick to stand up this facility here, really, I think just takes this initiative to a higher level. And we want to grow this because the more volume that we can process, then that means more opportunity for Connecticut agriculture. And again, I cannot say it enough about the fact that this guy made a difference in terms of really jumpstarting a new opportunity for what is always a precious and fragile sector in Connecticut is our agriculture sector. And again, it's with great pleasure I yield the floor, as they say in Washington, to Governor Lamont.
Hey, thanks, Joe. Hey, everybody. Yeah, we made hemp a big priority because Joe Courtney reminded me to make it a big priority every time I saw him for the last 3 years. And Melissa, happy 350th to Suffield. Your town is beautiful. I love the flags, and I love seeing a transformation. I mean, Rick was telling me, you're a very ambidextrous guy. I mean, highlight, and now you're the wood chopping champion, and by the way, doing some CBD. It's just amazing what you've been able to accomplish here. And I love transformations. I mean, this is a building that we used to make, shade tobacco here. And that was one of our great crops. And we were the best in the world. And Fidel Castro knew that we had the best shade tobacco in the world. And but world changed, and I think you said a lot of the processing went down to the Dominican Republic. Isn't that what you said? And so we continue to evolve. And that's what the hemp is about right here, as we continue to evolve. We found a lot of our farms, Joe mentioning the amazing agricultural traditions in this state going back hundreds of years. But even our crops change over time as well. And I think you're going to see a commercial hemp. You said there have been 500 licenses?
Acres.
Acres.
About 170 licenses.
170 licenses. This is all in the last, year or so since the state legislature and Joe Courtney got it done, and the feds and here as well. And now we can process here. We've tried to facilitate that as well by speeding up the regulatory process. You can grow, you can process. It's one license going forward. And CBD is remarkable, the variety of different uses it has. Annie Lamont the other night was rubbing it on her feet to help her get to sleep. It's and I think we're going to find that over time we're just beginning to see what the different properties are for CBD going forward. And I love the fact that I see this transformation right here in Suffield. I see what this building used to be. I see what it is now. I see what's going to be as they expand going forward in terms of processing and then distribution. I love to see the transformation going on in the agricultural industry because farming is a big piece of our past and it's a big piece of our future. So Brian, that's why I wanted to come here and really proud to sign this bill today. Thanks, everybody.
A couple of our legislative champions here. Senator Ralston?
I think the governor's just about said it all.
All right.
This has been a bill that the legislature thought was vitally important. It starts as a small entrepreneurial business. Thank you very much for doing all the work that you're doing down in my neck of the woods. We had the first permit issued to a farm in Ledyard, and I know that they're looking at the science of the plant to make sure that we're taking advantage of all the components of it. Thank you very much for doing what you do, and thank you, Governor and Congressman, for doing your work to make sure that we finally got this to completion. I have a few of my colleagues, Pat Phineas-Wilson, Ed Vargas, and Joe Fresco. So I don't know if all three of you want to come up?
I just have to say one thing.
There you go.
You know, representing South Hartford, people ask me, why are you such a hemp booster? South Hartford's hardly an area we're going to grow any hemp or process any hemp. But I got to tell you something, it's going to do wonders for the state of Connecticut, and we're all in this together. And I just want to, Rick has been a good friend of mine for a long, long time, and He's had his heart set on this, and I'm glad that it's finally happening for him. In my many checkered career, I've been a lot of things, including, I guess, fashion consultant to some people too, so thank you very much.
Just really briefly, I'm a long way from home. I'm a shoreline legislator, but just to reiterate the importance of this is that we knew along the shoreline, we knew in the House, it takes 2 chambers to pass the bill, so we knew this was something that was great for Connecticut agriculture, so we were pushing our leadership to make it happen. Thank you.
Let's go. Not yet.